Folks, welcome back to our first solo live stream we've done in a while. I know a lot of you guys show up to the Pokemart USA and I live stream on Eli's channel, and a lot of you tune into the me and Pokey Plumbers, the collector and the investor podcast. But I haven't been one-on-one with you guys in a while, so I wanted to hop on kind of midday before we do the breaks tonight, just talk a little market talk, investing talk, do some Q&As. I know a lot of people try to come to the pack breaks and they ask, questions about stuff, and I'll answer them time to time. But guys, really, when we're opening packs, we're there to just have fun, enjoy stuff. And so I don't like to answer too many like market investing questions while we're opening packs. So that's why I figured I'd jump on today and kind of do a Q&A on anything anyone's got to ask, talk a little about the Team Rocket set, talk a little about the market and what I'm doing and what kind of plays are out there. And just kind of enjoy the afternoon together. Hope everyone is having a great, Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is anymore. We'll just say Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Whatever you're doing. I know here we got tons of snow. And so, I like the snow, but hoping it doesn't cause any more shipping delays because, gosh, shipping has been such an issue this year. But that is not market or investing talk. That is my problems. All right, guys. First of all, Jonathan Flint has gifted 10 memberships. Really appreciate you, man. Anyone that got one of those from our boy Jonathan, make sure to thank him. Oh, never mind. Not gifting. He's been a member for 10 months. Jonathan, I'm sorry, dude. Been a member for 10 months. That's a long time, man. Appreciate you. Where's the coffee? Cuz I hear you, Fernando. We need some coffee up in here, dude. All right, Peak That You, what's up? He said, what range of revenues are you aiming to sell this year? You're going ham on rips, so curious if you have an expected goal and a lengthy goal you're aiming for. Man, that's more like catch 'em all collectibles type content. I don't really talk all like the business finances stuff here, dude. I just try to do the best I can if I'm having fun and enjoying the hobby and the business and making a living, dude. That's pretty much good enough for me. So that's kind of my non-answer for you, Peak That You. Sorry, brother. Let's see. What do we got? Ethan's gifted 10 memberships. All right. Ethan jumped on and gifted 10 memberships. Alejandro said, my collector app last night spiked out thousands last night, but then it even backed to where it was 2 days ago. Somebody had to have done a buyout. That's funny, dude. So you don't even know what product or card it was. It just spiked and then came back down. That's pretty funny. That's good stuff. Zuko said, dude, up here in northern Michigan, we already have 137 inches of snow. Shipping's been a nightmare. Dude, I know it. I mean, I don't know how that is, but I know shipping's been a nightmare, especially, and I understand Michigan. Yeah, it's bad, dude. Hope you guys are getting through it. Sebastian has a question. How important do you think it is to clearly define your inventory between long-term hold and short-term play and PC? I feel like half of my inventory, I don't know where it goes. Oh, Sebastian, that's a good question, man. Well, I think one, you have to determine, if you are a business or not, right? Are you going to start an LLC? Because if you're an LLC, really, it's all inventory, right? Especially depending on what kind of accounting you're doing. If you're doing accrual basis or cash basis, again, not financial advice, not tax advice. But the basics behind cash basis accounting is anything you buy for the business is an expense. Anything you sell is a revenue. And so it's really just revenues minus expenses, really easy. If you're doing accrual basis, you're going to have to kind of track all your different inventories and inventory levels, what you did and didn't sell, which becomes a pain. And so there are limits to how long you can do cash basis and get a certain $1 million a year. But as long as you're under that threshold, I believe cash basis is easiest. That way you don't have to define it. And, just kind of everything you buy is an expense. Everything you sell is a revenue, and worry about it that way. And so for me, that's kind of how I do it now. If you're like trying to like keep track in your own mind or something, man, I would say anything you're buying just for the love of the card or love of the item, you're not worried about, what happens in the next 1, 5, 10 years on the price point. That's probably a PC item. For everything that you're looking to kind of buy and sell quickly, like collection or, graded cards or, even, if you can, I guess, get sealed product you're trying to flip. I don't know. I would say that's probably your short term. And then anything you're buying with the intention of holding and letting it rise in value over time and appreciate, with like sealed cases, maybe some PSA slabs or singles you believe in, I would say that's your long term. So you got to define that for yourself. But as far as like the government's concerned, I would just say talk to an accountant and get on a start if you're going to start a business, if you're going to get on an accounting method, and that way it'll give you an idea of how to kind of transact all that and how to, I guess, log it all. Let's see. We got Kaiser TCG. Want to say I received my order last week. Really appreciate the packaging. Appreciate that, man. Let's see what we got going on. Any upcoming sponsored breaks? Jimmy, we did cancel the sponsored breaks. I tried them for a couple months. Unfortunately, I mean, I know some people liked them, but the majority of YouTube didn't really like them. The views struggled, and they just didn't do that well. And so I did cut out the sponsored breaks, man. So, but feel free to come by on the pack break nights, man. We have a lot of people in there, have a lot of fun. They get a lot of views, and you can always order a pack and have me shout out something there if you wanted to. Any special guests coming on the plumber streams? Yeah, we try to have a guest every other week. So every time we do a Thursday night stream, we have a guest. Our Friday afternoon streams are the just me and Nick. So I believe Nick said he had a guest this week. And then the next 2 weeks, I think we're going to try to get Pokey NE as long as we can make his schedule work. I wanted to get Brian this week, but his schedule conflicted. So yeah, Pokey NE's on the schedule, and then hopefully some other big time guests too. That Nick is trying to work to get on the stream. So hopefully we'll have some guests every 2 weeks and keep bringing the top tier content for you guys and just the different perspectives. I love having people with different perspectives that can just talk about things in a I don't know, as adults in like a rational manner. And you can actually have disagreements, and like people can both voice their disagreements and their different ways of seeing things. That's honestly, in my opinion, the best live streams on YouTube. That's the best way to do it. Unfortunately, like I've talked about before, this hobby's so emotional. They're so immature that people feel like if you have a different opinion than them, then they have to be attacked, or you have to attack them. You got to hate each other, beat each other's throats. And so that's kind of my goal. I want to continue to have people on that have maybe differences of opinions, and we can kind of have, debates and give both our stances. And at the end, just, still be friends and just, think differently. So that's kind of the plan going forward, if we can get some kind of differently minded guests on. So that way it's not just kind of like a pat on your back fest and oh yeah. Oh, I agree, man. Oh yeah. Great take. I agree. I mean, you don't want to hear that the whole time. It's not fun. Let's see. We got Peeked at You again saying, no worries, I get it. Thoughts on Drowsy PSA 10 prices? I love the art. Recent sold to 700 are bonkers. So here's my thoughts, man. I will give you guys my thoughts on the illustration market. My overall thoughts on the illustrations are this. I do think there are quite a few that are overinflated right now. However, the population reports on those are extremely low. A lot of the top tier illustrations are still in the low to mid hundreds. With that being said, they are kind of on the level with some of the vintage cards that are out there in the low to mid hundreds, and they've done extremely well. And so honestly, I think the conditional rarity of these illustration rares, because they're so hard to grade, and the fact they're actually harder to pull than a lot of cards in the past, because I mean, 1 out of 13 packs is still harder than, 1 out of every 3 packs of vintage hollows. And because the sets are much larger, to pull a specific one is 1 out of 300 or 400 packs. Whereas, I think all those factors can actually play into those things holding pretty good value in years to come. Just because you have to think about this. There's a lot of whales in this hobby that want perfect sets of things, okay? This hobby's worldwide. You have to ask yourself, do I think there's 500 or 600 people worldwide that can afford to pay X amount of dollars per card? If the answer is yes, then you can say, well, I can see the price holding and doing good in the future. If the answer is no for yourself, then you say, okay, I think it's going to drop. That's all this is. That's all this is. And so, Drowsy, no idea. I think that the top tier Pokemon, the most popular ones, the top arts, the top hits in the set, I think they could actually hold up very good after a pullback and maybe even do good in the future as well. Just like the alt arts have had many ups and downs, I think some of these illustrations and SIRs can have ups and downs and actually rise in the future too. So yeah, I think 700 is probably a little crazy, but I do think it was undervalued before this recent rise. So that's kind of my take on the illustrations. Let's see. Yeah, the weather and the federal holidays, dude, they got to stop. I love all my federal workers, man, but geez, it seems like every week there's another day off. It's like Monday was another shipping holiday. It makes it hard to run a business these days, guys. My thoughts on Destined Rivals. Yeah, I know. I know it's going to be the question all day. every other YouTuber under the sun's talking about it. I don't want to just follow the crowd. You can probably go around YouTube and listen to everybody else's videos talking about it. It's mostly the same stuff. Everyone's goo goo gagaing over the Team Rocket artwork cards, and it's going to be a Team Rocket artwork with this packs and all that stuff. And okay, great. Again, you guys know my stance. I'll start talking about a set once it gets closer to release. I don't even like to talk about Journey Together too much because, again, it's still like a month out. It's too early for me to care too much about it. You could know all the information right now or none of the information right now. It's not going to have any effect on what you can order, on pre-orders, on what the set's going to do, on your investments, mentality. None of it matters. And I just don't like to waste my time about things that don't matter before they matter. And so I'll talk about it more closer to the time of. As of right now, I mean, go look at all the news and leaks and enjoy, but it's not going to matter till it gets closer. That's my take on it. Do you think Pokemon is trending away from doing booster box reprints with sets like Surging Sparks trending? Do you think booster bundles instead of boxes? It's starting to look like that, isn't it? It is starting to look like that. And man, it's kind of scary, like if it truly is no booster box reprints and everyone can sit here and keep saying the same thing over and over. It's like these people are like broken records, and it's so annoying. And I just can't wait to get to like 3 to 4 years so people can finally like turn their mouths off and have an original thought again. But you see everyone across the entire online scape, no matter which platform, just like repeating like robots. They're going to print it into the ground. They're going to reprint it into the ground. And it's just like, guys, you got to stop with this. Like, they didn't reprint Sword and Shield into the ground. They're likely not going to print SV Base, Paldea, Obsidian, Paradox into the ground anymore. Maybe some sets get reprints. Probably not all will. Maybe some get booster boxes. Probably not all will. And I just think people are lost in this this hopeful, fake existence that everything's going to be infinitely affordable and cheap and widely available forever and ever. And guys, what people aren't realizing, these sets are getting close to 2 years old. Pretty soon in a year, these sets are all going to be 2 to 3 years old. And you're likely not going to see these mythological prices people are dreaming of ever again. And so my take on it is, I think it's good to get a position in booster boxes as cheap as you can at or around release, after release, pre-release, wherever you can get the best price. And then if they do get reprinted, dollar cost average in. If they don't get reprinted, well, at least you got a position. So that's my kind of take going for booster boxes going forward. Buy some. If they reprint and drop in price, buy more. If they don't, well, at least you got some. So that's my take. Let's say tag grading is widely accepted. Do you think the Dig Report 1000 would be only liquid ones? I have no clue, man. I have no clue. I mean, when you say pop report, everyone just immediately thinks PSA. When anyone talks population, they talk PSA. I love talking with Pokesun and Jesse. Jesse's a great guy. I'd love to become better friends with him. He's, obviously super successful, really knowledgeable. The only thing I think about tag is just like to get market acceptance and true market penetration and not just a few cards that are starting to end higher in tag 10s, like to truly get the majority of people to want to change the entire collecting they've done in slabs and turn them over to tag, and then have the entire community start talking in dig reports and not pop reports. Like, I don't know, man. That seems like such a hard road to toll. Like, and even if they do succeed, we're talking years and years and years out. I think if you make the gamble on stuff like that, you could be extremely right, make tons of money, but I think it is a gamble at this point. It's really hard to knock off Goliath, man. I mean, I know David did it way back in the day, but and there's many Davids that have done it throughout the years. But the reason those stories and the reason we talk about those stories, the reason we talk about Netflix and Blockbuster is because they're the few that did, right? If it happened all the time, it wouldn't be a big news story. And so I think it's much harder to do than people make it out to be. And I'm all for tag succeeding, but I think there's a long road ahead before that happens. Let's see. We've got Aura Guardian 95. Alex, just started to sell my PC singles and want to start selling more singles. Should I start low costing cards or buy big hitters or in between? Low cost cards or buy a few big hitters? Man. So the big hitters are usually going to be more stable, but the low cost cards could see exponential gains, just like we're seeing now with illustrations, right? And so it depends on like how much gambles you want to take, right? I would say big hitters are more stable and more tried and true, and the low cost cards are going to be more gambles, but if they pay off, they're going to be much larger payoffs than the big cards. That's my take on that. L Dub said with so many upcoming sets, hype sets coming this year, then being immediately followed up with 30th anniversary next year, do you think we could see this boom break the mold and last in multiple years? I could. Every time I think it's going to slow down and we're going to hit some people like starting to have some what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of get burnt out. Fatigue. Anytime we start to see fatigue, it doesn't hit. Like every time I think it's going to come, it doesn't happen. And so, yeah, man, I mean, if this keeps up, I mean, Rocket Set's not going to go down. 30th anniversary, that's coming. It's extremely likely it could last into next year. There's also possibilities it starts to trail off, towards the end of this year. It's really unknown right now, man. It's anyone's guess. I don't have a strong guess either way. Jonathan F, 20 memberships. There he is, gifted 20 memberships. He did it because I said he did. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Thanks so much, man. How many slabs tonight? All right. You guys look at the listing. It actually shows you. Actually, I will show you guys. Hey, guys, you got to start. It goes into like the bulk thing. You guys got to start reading the listings. All these answers, all these questions can be answered if you literally just read the listing. All right, hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'll show you guys. All right. So here's the website, right? If you click on the listing and you go to the second picture, it actually shows you every single slab. So we got the Charizard V, the Charizard V Max, both from the Charizard UPC. We got the Iron Crown, Iron Valiant, Gardevoir. We've got the Koraidon, Gouging Fire, Miraidon, Walking Wake, and the Jesse James Full Art from Hidden Fates. And so you have all 10 of those will be given away if we sell out. There's 500 packs. There's 10 slabs. So you have a 1 in 50 chance of pulling one of those slabs. Those are the exact cards you will pull. So sort of like a higher dollar random slab night. So that is the answer for that, Pack and Cheesy. Let's see. God, I hate how StreamYard will jump to the bottom of the chat every time you start scrolling. Hold on. Let me try to find where we were at. Taylor M said, I was watching a different video to get a notification. I was gifted a membership. Help me know you were live. That's awesome. Appreciate you showing up, Taylor. We'll see. Rian Fuel Paper Hands. Folks, Alex, when do you plan to have a Rudy on the stream? Dude, if Rudy ever wanted to come on the stream, he's invited. I don't think, maybe Rudy knows who I am, but I doubt he's watched the video, or maybe he doesn't even know who I am, honestly. Retrospect said, got an email from Sam's this morning and more C and Skyboxes were in stock. It either sold out instantly or was cap. I mean, Retro, I admittedly buy from the scalpers. I have people who literally have pallets of them. You know, I think they have they work backroom deals with kind of the Sam's managers, or maybe they work there. Look, I don't ask questions on how they get them, but yeah, I basically buy out pallets of C and Skyboxes weekly at this point. We go through about 1,200-ish Crown Zenith packs per week. And so, yeah, I mean, guys, the pallets are coming in. But they're disappearing just as fast by ripping chips. And I know people hate hearing that. They hate me saying it. It's a broken record. But, yeah, I mean, these things are disappearing as fast as they're in stock because the demand's just too high for Crown Zenith. So, yeah, I mean, I know they are getting restocked all across the country. But, yeah, man, I mean, I'm buying them up every chance I get. So, Crown Zenith to the moon, guys. Where's the 8-ball at for the crash? I know, the 8-ball. The 8-ball's our only chance. Alex, thanks to your video a couple months back, I'm up 200% on Drowsy. I have 24 of them. Thanks. That's wild. Congrats on that. Let's see. Kaiser said, question, thoughts on the crazy prices this week on Japanese sets? I know you don't have much on Japanese 151. My supplier prices have gone through the roof. Kaiser, you know what? Since Retrospecs is in the chat, you're going to want to go check out Retrospecs channel. Go subscribe to him. Go check out PokeNE. They're going to be your Japanese guys. I pay no attention to the Japanese market. I pay no attention to the Japanese sets. I stick with English. And so, I don't have any info. I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I can talk about this in any educational way. I have no clue. I have no clue what's going on. Let's see. The pops of these high dollar cards or high dollar IRs is going to skyrocket over the next couple months. Same thing happened to Bubble Mew when the price appreciated. So DW Haskett, here's what you have to understand. Populations, after they're established, they usually don't deviate from the percentages. Okay, so while you're right, populations will go up. That's only in terms of total population, right? Usually, the percentage of tens, the percentage of gem rate doesn't usually change too much after they're established. Meaning, it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 cards graded, 10,000 cards graded, 50,000 cards graded. Once there's an established, say, 20% gem rate, usually the 20% is usually going to stick, if not even drop, because people get more desperate and try to grade cards they wouldn't normally have graded because they're just desperate to try to get that 10. And so because these IRs have such low 10 rates, I do expect those 10 rates to stay extremely low. So let's say the population's 1,000 right now and there's 200 10s. If there's 10,000 population, there'll probably be somewhere around 1,000 or less 10s in the future. So that's what I'm talking about. They're extremely hard to find in PSA 10 quality. Are you buying into prismatic PC ETBs? No. I don't buy any things when they're up that much, guys. I mean, it's up like, what is it? Almost 1,000% at this point. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't chase things. I have some, but yeah, I don't. Guys, don't chase things. There's too many plays out there you can get in early and take advantage of the moves. There's no reason to chase things when they go parabolic. It's like, don't buy the Drowsy right now. If you got in on the Drowsy, congratulations. If you're not in on Drowsy, don't pay $80, $100 for a Drowsy. Don't pay $700 for a Drowsy slab. If you want to catch it on the pullback, great, but don't chase things. That's my advice there. Do you think Journey Together release is a good indicator where the market is? If it's above MSRP at release, do you think market's still hot? If it's MSRP, things are slowing down? Well, I mean, that's not a great indicator because print runs have a lot to do with that, right? If print runs rise, the whole market could still be hot and it could sell at MSRP. If print runs fall, the market could be falling, but the price could still be high because there's little supply. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why sealed product does good over time. Even if demand for sets fall over time, the quantities that are available or in existence are always falling. Therefore, the prices can keep up. So I don't know if that's the only indicator I look for, but yeah, it's definitely an indicator you can look at. Fernando said, Alex, I've always wanted more clarity on why you think early information doesn't matter. Tell me more, because you can't do anything about it. What are you going to do with early information? You're going to like sit there and like get all excited and amped up like, ooh, I can't wait. Like, I mean, are you going to, you still can't order it yet. You can't put in orders of distribution yet. You can't pre-order cards on TCG Player yet. I mean, I guess maybe you could start like saving funds to allocate to it. It just doesn't matter until there's an actionable step that you can do. It makes no sense to look ahead and look at all these stupid leaks because it's just meaningless. You're just like wasting your time at that point. And I mean, I don't got time to waste these days. I got to use my time effectively. And if it's not, there's no actionable steps that I can actually make sense of spending my time on it. I don't care about the news, right? It's like watching the news to hear what someone said about President Trump today. Was it negative? Was it positive? Who cares? I can't do anything about it. It doesn't matter. It's just a waste of time, in my opinion. News is a big waste of time. Let's see. I'm going to switch over back to StreamYard, guys. Hold on. I want to start bringing the comments back up on stream. I know I haven't been. Let me get back to where I am in the chat, and we can start doing that. Okay, now I can bring the comments back up on screen. 1 second, all. Got to switch it back around. Okay. Here we are. There's Fernando. Okay. People are hoarding product and gatekeeping also. It's not just a lack of product and the fact that people sit on them too. Jimmy, look, dude, this is going to be tough love. You're probably going to hate me for it. You got to get out of the Reddit groups. You got to get off of the pandering channels that just make content to get everybody revved up. people have been investing in TCGs for decades, okay? There have been bull markets, there have been bear markets, there have been flat markets. The only reason people are saying this right now is it's a bull market and people are making money. When everything was cheap 2 years ago, no one cared people were investing. In fact, people would laugh at investors and they would say, hey, look at this item. It hasn't moved in 2 years. All you investors are wasting your time and money. And so don't buy into all that, man. I know it's easy to get all emotional and ramped up when there's product not available. There's always going to be TCG investing. Like I said, the fact that it happens in every type of market tells me it doesn't really have a factor in all this. The fact is there's too much demand right now and not enough supply. That's all it is. Most PokeTubers are not original. You speak about stuff long before it pushed. Yeah, I mean, and this isn't really not being original because, I mean, it's impossible to be original, guys. Like, you know, every video I make, pretty much every video, someone leaves some stupid comment like, wanna be Rudy or, you know, all this stupid stuff. And it's just like, that's almost like telling anyone that talks about the stock market, like, wanna be Warren Buffett, or like anyone who talks about like sports, like, wanna be Joe Buck, or like, you know, it's the stupidest like takes that, you know, there's any like 100% originality out there, right? Everyone's like, you know, obviously talking about something that someone else said, but I do agree with what you said. A lot of in the YouTubers in the Pokemon space, they like to talk about the news, like what happened. They talk about what is happening on the market. Not a lot of people want to, you know, put themselves out there and like give plays or give their takes before things happen, because then you're taking a risk. Then you might be wrong. And then if you're wrong, you got to handle with the fact people telling you were wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong. I told you guys, if I am right 70 to 80% of the time, that's all I need. I will take that for the rest of my life in any form of investing, and you will get extremely wealthy being right 70 to 80% of the time, especially when you're right and the rights are huge, right? Because when you're wrong in this hobby, well, as long as you're, you know, buying in at reasonable price points, you can't really lose too big. When you're right, you can win really big. And so that's all it really is, man. I think people are just afraid of putting information out there or being wrong. Or especially these days, some content creators are afraid to put stuff out there because they're afraid people are going to say, you're trying to pump the market. It's because of you. There's buyouts. And so like, you know, people are just like, a lot of people play into the landscape we're in. They play into the Timmy Army and all the trolls across the internet. I just don't play into it. I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. They can hate on me all day. They can share my videos on Reddit or Twitter, and every YouTuber can all pander to their audiences and say how bad of a guy Nostalgianomics is. I just don't care. So that's why I put out the videos I do. People that cry about prices are the same people that refuse to buy them at lower price. I remember buying Shrouded Fable bundles from Target at $14.99 and they were at price. Yeah, I could, guys, literally, I thought about doing this video, but I didn't want to piss the people off even more. I went to one of my old videos about Surging Sparks. Ready for this? And you guys can do this if you want. Go to my video where I said Surging Sparks is a buy pre-release. I said anything under MSRP is a buy. You had people in there saying, I'm not paying $130 a box. I'm not paying $150 a box. Guess what? Those same people, same exact people, the same accounts are commenting in some of my newer videos saying, I won't buy things unless they're MSRP. Surging Sparks was less than MSRP. And now they're so stupid, they're begging for MSRP. They're begging for $161 a box when a few months ago they said, I won't pay $130, $150. I literally could. I don't want to do it because it's too. I don't want to like, you know, go after anyone or like. It's so funny though. Like people change their emotional mindset based on the news cycle, based on the market. It's just like as soon as things get cheap again and things are 140, where were all the people saying I want MSRP? They're going to be gone. They're going to be going and paying 140. They're not going to go to their local card shop and say, "Can I please give you 161 now, sir? I know the market on TCG Player is lower, but I want to take care of you because you took care of me." Hell no. They're going to be trashing their local card shops for selling above market. It's the same thing over and over, guys. Don't buy into all the pandering across the online space by all the freaking content creators. It's kind of sickening at this point. It's so easy to see when you see through it too. Could you share how you structure your time every day? How do you prioritize getting tasks done and keeping up with everything you're doing? I practice time blocking personally. Peak that you. I don't really the reason I don't work in the corporate world anymore is because I hate any type of schedule. I hate any type of routine, any type of planning, any type of like having, certain things to do every day. So, dude, every one of my days different. Some days I'll wake up and I'll, film a few videos, make a few shorts, and maybe I don't know, get some listings done. Other days I'll spend all day trying to source product and going back and forth with other people, making posts and, doing all that before I have my live stream, before I have, something else to do that day. Sometimes we have a large order day. I'll help my employees ship some orders, pack some orders and things. Other times, there's always something to do, but I definitely don't have like a structured day planned. And honestly, if I had a structured day planned, I would probably not be doing this because that's kind of like my worst nightmare is having to wake up and do the same thing every day. So I purposely make every day different, just to keep my sanity here. So, yeah, I'm all over the place, dude. No one should model their lives off me because I'm all over the place. I'm scattered, man. But I like it that way. I like it that way. It's kind of like when I work out. Like sometimes I'll work out at freaking 11 p.m. at night. Sometimes it'll be 7 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes it's in the afternoon. Like it's just all over the place. Let's see. Don't care if people are sitting on it. Pokemon Company as a business should have product available at least in early times of a new set for chance that everybody can get something. Turn up the print. Turn up the print. Yeah, Chris G, I don't really dive into, all the tariff debate and all that. Like honestly, I haven't done enough deep research to really I have a baseline understanding of how tariffs can affect, both countries involved and, the businesses on each side of the line and everything. But I haven't really dug into like the long-term effects of like tariffs on, certain industries, especially Pokemon and everything and shipping. Like I just don't dive into it that deep, man. Guys, here's a lesson for you. I think people are too worried about the news, are too worried about, policies they have no control over, are too worried about markets changing. If you are in a business, change with it. Go with the flow. Always be, trying to better yourself, always be trying to better your business, always be willing to kind of shift lanes, always be willing to, whatever you're doing, right? Because here's the thing. If something changes like that, it affects everybody. Everyone's going to be affected. And so you just have to pivot faster than others do, or at the same time others do, and continue to trudge forward. And so like, I don't worry about what everyone else is doing around the world or the governments are doing. I worry about what I can control. I worry about me, worry about my customers and my fan base, whatever. And I just worry about that. Everything else is just noise to me. That's how I see it. I've been an adult now through every different president, every Republican, every Democrat, far left, far right, more moderate, whatever you want to call it. And no one's ever helped me. Like no politicians ever come and help my life, right? So it's like you're on your own, right? You got to get out there and do it on your own. That's how I take it. I don't worry about all the policies and all the politicians and all that. I get out there and make it work for myself, and I let them, all claw each other's eyes out. That's how I see it. I told Alex to hold his 151 because it was going to gap up. He did. Retro did tell me that. I can confirm. Can you share your best move sealed cases at market price? Everyone demands a 20 to 30% discount on cases. It's frustrating. What? Well, if it's 20 to 30% discount, just sell them on eBay. It's only 13% fee. Or you can send them to, the Green Shiz, right? Josh, he's got a consignment business now, which is less than 20 to 30%. That's crazy, man. Just if it's that much and you can't sell them on platforms, just sell them on the main websites. That's my advice there. What up, Brian? 151 is cooked. 150 from Japan is insane. Brian, what's up, dude? Hope all is well, my man. I do think this market will reset the market floor. I don't think it'll be MSRP, but I don't think it'll be $100 a box either. I think it'll be somewhere in between. Connor, dude, log on to the website, go click on the listing, and there's a second picture. It has the picture of every single slab. I went over it at the beginning of the stream. They're all there, dude. Yeah, if they don't reprint booster boxes, every booster box price right now is a steal. 100%. Let's see. Is it worth grading hits for my rip and ships? If it's not a 10, seems like it's better having it raw. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't grade things I don't think can get 10s. The only reason you would grade a card you don't think you can get a 10 is if you just want it authenticated and you just wanted it in case so it can't get damaged or anymore, things like that. Other than that, or, man, you're trying to like make it easier to transact so people aren't saying, well, is it real or whatever, or trying to negotiate based on condition if you just wanted a PSA or someone to assign a number to it. Those are the reasons you can grade a card. But otherwise, yeah, I don't really grade things I don't think can get a 10. What's up, Pokeboys of Colorado? Excited for another day of learning from the best. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Have you seen any bearish alarms lately, or is it all systems go for now? I mean, what bearish alarms would be out there? We've got Pokemon Center selling out immediately. We've got Journey Together. Even though some stores got good allocations, they're saying their pre-orders are selling out and they don't want to put pre-orders back up because they don't think they're going to have enough to even have on the store shelves very long. You have pre-orders selling at $180 to $200 a box. I mean, other than Sword and Shield market cooling off a little bit, like 5-10%, and some of the slabs dropping 15-20%, you could say that's a bearish indicator. Or the way I see it is it overshot. It went way too parabolic, and now it's just trending down a little bit. So like that's the only thing you can really see as a bearish indicator. Scarlet Violet's still going to the moon. All the IRs, SIRs are moving up. The boxes are all moving up and holding steady. I mean, I don't see Sword and Shield having a little bit of a dip as a bearish indicator. I see that as we overshot those parabolic movements, and now it's just regulating. So if I see them, guys, I'll let you know. I don't. And trust me, I want to see it as bad as you do. And I know you're saying, Alex, that's got to be a lie. You want your stuff to be expensive. I do, right? But I don't care if brand new stuff's expensive. My Sword and Shield, everything, all that stuff's going to move up. It's not getting reprinted. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, I wish packs were easier to obtain for rip and ships, and I didn't have to try to, grind every day just to find packs to rip. And I wish I could just order them from distribution. I wish packs were cheaper so people could afford to buy more and it wasn't such a hit. I wish this market would cool off too. So if I see alarms, I'll tell you guys. I don't see them, man. I give it to you real, good or bad. I just don't see the bad right now. What do we got here? Pokey Matt. Thanks for the super chat, my man. Why do online stores get praised for selling at MSRP even though their stores are always empty, but LGS get ripped apart for selling at market price to keep their store stocked? 100%, dude. 100%. Here's the problem. If you're going to give in to the Timmy mob, you're going to constantly have to be so flimsy with every whim of the market, right? My opinion is I don't want the Timmy mob as my customers, right? If you're part of the Timmy mob, go buy from someone else. I don't even want to deal with those people, right? Because they're usually the worst people to deal with anyway. They're the ones that are going to complain no matter what you do. And so, I think the stores that are trying to, play into that garbage, maybe it's helping them with some sales, maybe it's not. I think most people are pretty logical right now, and they realize that, hey, stores have to make a profit. They're not getting much product. They got to sell it for some money so they can actually pay their bills. Dude, I just don't think it matters. I think you just got to pick your lane and stick with it and, kind of deal with the backlash you get either way. Tough morality question. Trying to tell people XYZ Japanese set is going to rip when I'm actively selling them the boxes. I mean, it's not though, right? Because, you can believe in something and still sell it. I mean, look, I sell packs every day, and it's not every set, but like 90% of every set I sell, I've got sealed cases sitting in the back room. So it's like, I'm actively selling packs, but I'm actively holding too. So it's like, I think you can do both, man. I think you can sell and hold and believe in it. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's just like, are you never going to sell anything? Like, I could say, hey, I think Evolving Skies is going to be worth more in the future. And I could also maybe go sell an Evolving Skies box and realize some gains. And I don't think that makes you a hypocrite. I think it makes you just, hey, I needed the money, or I want to spend the money somewhere else. I didn't want all my money locked up in one product. So I don't know. I think you can justify it pretty easily, retro. Paldea, PCETB, or a booster box case. I'm a booster box guy. I think there's a larger market for booster boxes than there are PCETBs, but PCETBs are going to be more scarce, so they might have larger jumps. I really don't know right now. The PC thing, man, it's unprecedented. Anyone that tells you they know what's going to happen with those is lying to you. There is no telling, man. This is a whole new game with PCETBs. How profitable are the 5-hour live streams? If anyone comes in and gifts memberships or super chats, that's the only money I make, because even though I use Lo-Fi Girl, YouTube still demonetizes every video. And so I don't, but at least they don't take it down. So I just kind of chalk it up to a loss. So I make actually $0 on YouTube revenue. And then the only money I make is if somebody gifts memberships or something, or super chats. And so I just deal with it. You know, I could go through and try to like find truly uncopyrighted music if I wanted to, but it's not that big of a deal, man. Alex, why do people hate on investors and label them scalpers? There's just anger right now, and people want to point their finger at somebody. You know, some days it's me, some days it's somebody else. You know, as soon as things are cheap and widely available, all those people will likely be gone from the hobby. And so it's just the kind of the sign of the times, man. That's all it is. I went through last night, Rip and Ship. We had 35 big hits, the most legit fun Rip and Ship in the business. Dude, I appreciate that, Derek. Thanks for keeping track of all those and consistently keeping people updated on what was hit. Yeah, guys, we pulled the Leafeon VMAX last night. That was huge. We pulled all 4 Crown Zenith gold cards. It was a good night. It was a fun night. We got to pull this one up on screen before we ban them. You got to love people like this. Hey, my response to this comment is work harder. Work harder at everything. Work harder at your comments. Work harder at life, my man. Where do I see Pokemon in 7 to 10 years from now? Pretty much the same. Business as usual. You know, people said back in XY that, you know, it wouldn't be where it is now. And it's basically 7 years later already. We're gonna be going on 10 years in the next few years. And it's business as usual, guys. You know, bull markets come, bull markets go, bear markets come, bear markets go, big sets come, poor sets come and go. It truly doesn't matter, guys. I think it's going to be exactly the same. Now, if you ask me like 50 to 100 years, then we're talking multi-generations are gone. Then it might be a little more difficult, but 7 to 10 years, no doubt in my mind, we'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. Brian, I hope this is a joke. If not, man, I guess go ahead and email me. I only reminded people 3 times on the website about if they want bulk, let me know. Pretty soon, we're going to do away with bulk altogether on the streams. I'm going to reach out to a few more streamers I know and see if they do bulk. I'm getting to the point where it's just going to be no bulk at all. It's just getting too much of a hassle. I'm trying to get rid of all the confusion and just make it real streamlined and you know, faster. And the more issues bulk becomes, the more it's probably not going to be on the streams, guys. That's the truth. So, let's see. The biggest scam I've been asked to do before. I was asked to promote a shit coin before, a crypto. I've been reached out to a crypto company. Been reached out to by Actually, so Pokey did like a post about it where I don't even know what they were doing. He made a post. I was reached out by the same company trying to be like some kind of fake trading cards or some Temu type, Alibaba type stuff. I don't know, man. There's been all kinds of crazy spot. I get reached out by at least like at least one new sponsor a week, sometimes two. And I say no or don't respond to probably 99% of them. And so when people, it's funny when people say, Alex, every video you have is there, they get all mad at me. I'm like, dude, I say yes to like a percent of anyone that reads out that I think like, yeah, I know the person, or yeah, I want to support them. They've supported me type thing. But yeah, I don't really try to do a lot of sponsorships, guys. Let's see. Where I live, only toy store close sells Pokemon at retail. And the stock is depressing. Yeah, the stock's depressing everywhere though, right? It's like that everywhere. It's not just you, man. Pokey did a video about tariffs affecting Pokemon cards. Check it out. Yeah, guys, if you guys are wanting to hear about tariffs, there you go. There's your video. I'm not going to be the one talking about it here. So Brian's got you covered. Dave Ramsey says the exact same thing. Worry about what's under your roof and control, and what you can control. Presidential candidates won't change your life. It's true, man. Like, I've ran businesses under Republicans, under Democrats. I mean, I've ran businesses in, good times in the stock market, bad times in the stock market. It just doesn't matter. It's all on you. It's all on you. If you're waiting for some, policy or some politician to come change your life, it's never going to come. You're going to die still like crossing your fingers and hoping that someone's going to come make everything easier. And it's not going to happen. You got to get out there and make it for yourself. Yeah, when I was landscaping, I was actively buying Pokemon on the side with my spare cash. Yeah. That's what, and that's the thing, guys. It's like, this is why I get in so much trouble, is because I talk about my own experiences, right? So when I was doing landscaping, I was taking my extra money and collecting Pokemon. When it came to the time where I could not afford to buy the things I wanted in the hobby, guess what I started doing? I started buying out lots, buying out collections, breaking them down, flipping them, taking the profits, and buying the things I wanted, or keeping the things I wanted out of the collection, right? I never had unlimited income. And so like, that's why I made that video and people took it out of context of me saying, if you can't afford it, maybe you need to do some other things, because like, that's my experience. I'm giving my experience in the hobby, right? I couldn't go out and buy anything I wanted. I had to either, work more, or I had to like do flips in the hobby, break down collections. I couldn't just go buy every card I wanted, every pack I wanted. And so, yeah, I always did stuff on the side of my business or my jobs in Pokemon to help pay for Pokemon. So like, that's my take on all that stuff. And that's why I get taken out of context so much. People hate me, but hey, it is what it is. That's how I feel. How do I start selling on eBay with zero selling history? How do I build trust? Would selling your own Shopify store be better? Starting your own Shopify store would not be better. Pokey, if you want to talk, you can go to watch his channel about starting your own website. But, guys, you have to understand, right? Someone like Brian, people with like successful websites, they not only do a ton of marketing themselves, right? With posting multiple videos of content, pushing their sites. They also do paid advertising, drawing customers to their site. With eBay, you don't have to do that. You just list something. eBay did all the work, and that's why you pay the fee, because they got all your customers there for you, right? You don't pay website fees, don't have to set it up, pay someone to develop it, and all that stuff. But yeah, what I would say is start off by selling a bunch of lower end items that you aren't really that worried about. Getting a bunch of confirmed shipments, confirmed deliveries, and then reach out to those people and make sure they leave you feedback. And do that till you have about 10 or 20 feedback, 10 or 20 stars. And then you should be good. Then you have, as long as you have a lot of Pokemon listings and they're good pictures, good titles, good descriptions, you've got about 10 or 20, confirmed star feedback, you'll be fine, man. Just start out with smaller stuff you don't care about, and then sell the more expensive stuff you want to get full value on after you've built it up a little bit. But you don't have to get some giant account Just get 10 or 20 confirmed, 100% positive feedbacks, have good pictures, have clear descriptions, clear titles. You'll be fine, Neil. You'll be fine. If you want to take it more serious and start getting a website, just understand you can do that, and it's great in the long term, but it takes a lot more work in the beginning. A lot of marketing of yourself, a lot of paid marketing, and there's goods and bads of both. You will own your customers then. You will be able to set up an email list, things like that. But there's pros and cons each way. Are you still holding a sizable position of booster boxes and Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, Stellar Crown? L-Dubs, yes. I haven't sold a single one. There are 3 sets I feel like are mystery sets that they may or may not get reprinted. Yeah, dude. So I'm not selling anything. Scarlet Violet, if they get reprinted, I'll just buy more. If they don't get reprinted, well, then I'm going to be sitting pretty. That's kind of my take right now. Here's the thing. It's like, you have to ask yourself, okay, if they get reprinted, what's it going to fall to? And then are distributors even going to sell at a fair price? Or are they going to jack it up like they are right now, selling prismatic ETBs at $95? And so, like, I just think there's a very small probability they're actually going to drop to an amount where it actually makes sense to buy and sell and buy and sell. Like, why am I going to sell a box at 170 so I can buy it back at 140? Right? It's like, after fees and shipping and all the work, and it's not even worth it. Like, I'll just buy more if it drops down, and I'll hold it if it doesn't. It's that simple. That's simple for me. Thoughts on tag grading? I think it's new and exciting, but I think it's unproven yet. Like, not unproven in terms of like their technology, but it's unproven on market acceptance. But hey, if you get a bunch of tag slabs and tag ends up dethroning PSA or at least competing with them on a full scale level, you can do extremely well. I just think it's a risk, but I like him. I like tag. No hate against them. Not like CGC. I don't like them. Weirdly defensive? I'm not weirdly defensive about Destiny Rivals. I just don't care about anything. I don't care about the 30th anniversary. I don't care about Destiny Rivals. I don't care about the set after that. I do not care about the leaks and the future releases and all the news and all the talk and all the hype. It's a waste of time. I'm not defensive. It's just, I'll talk about it when it actually becomes a thing, and there are actionable steps you can take. You can pre-release, you can start pre-ordering cards, you can start making plays, you can start, but like right now there's literally nothing you can do, so why care? I think that is my main point for any new set. Like, why care if there's nothing you can do about it? It's just a waste of your time. Man, I don't know anymore, dude. Like, every video I made about like sleeper SIR and IR cards, they're all up now. So like, all my picks are already up. I'd have to dive and look even deeper than I did before, dude. I'm sorry. Alexandria, glad you got your package. Thank you for the order, as always. Oh yeah, you got the Latias. I love it. I love it. Question: what do you think is a greater possibility? Pokemon increasing their printing output, or Pokemon stretching out the period of time they release sets? Printing output. I don't think they're gonna decrease sets, man. I think printing output will catch up, or demand will fall. One of the two. I don't see them releasing less sets. Buying into Evolving Skies is crazy to me, but I know PokePlumber are right. You and PokePlumber are right. 6K is a lot of money. What do you expect to do with that? Yeah. Wait, what? Red Liger, you're all over the place here. Buying Evolving Skies is crazy to me, but I know you and PokePlumber are right. 6K is a lot of money. What do you expect to do with that? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about here, man. I'm sorry. Do I have holds for celebrations? Yeah, I still have some ETBs and some UPCs for celebrations. I don't have any PC ETBs though. I wasn't buying them back in Sword and Shield, so I did miss out on those. After all the hate your video got, where you made the remark, maybe you should work more. Do you regret anything about that video specifically? Absolutely not. No regrets. No sorries. No, none of that stuff. If people want to hate, let them hate. Doesn't bother me in the slightest, man. That's my take on that. There is 850 blooming water showing up at Costco this week. I think 151 is going to be in for a big dip. Dar, dude. All right, let me help you with this. I'm not being rude, but let me help you with this. 850, right? Times 4 with 12 packs. That's 10,000 packs of 151. If there are 10 streamers like me, 10 of us could get through that entire supply in 1 week. 1 week. I can easily go through 1,000 plus 151 in a week. No, easily. So I know it sounds like a lot of product. It's not that much. I mean, like I said, I rip myself, and again, I'm a more like smaller to mid-level streamer. I don't have like a big company. It's just me and a friend of mine. I go through roughly, I would say 6,000-ish packs a week. About 6,000 packs a week across all sets. And 151 and Crown Zenith are definitely the two most popular. Each one of those go through about 1,000 plus packs a week. So it's not as much product as it sounds like. That gets eaten up so quickly. So quickly. Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, Daniel. If people hate scalpers so much, why they continue to pay them? The thing is, people get an unrealistic view of the hobby because of the online mobs, right? The people who cry the loudest, they're the ones that end up getting heard, right? And so when you have all these mobs all across YouTube and Reddit and Twitter all crying, it seems like everyone in the whole hobby's upset. But at the same time, why are TCG Player and eBay selling record amounts of all these products every single day? The fact is, people are paying them. They are buying from the scalpers. They're not stopping. It's just the people that aren't buying, they're the ones complaining the loudest. And so, yeah, I think people just get a warped view of the hobby because of kind of all the noise happening all around social media. How do I separate long-term stock from product to use for rip and ships? Pretty easy. I just keep my long-term investment separate, and then all the rip and ship product I keep out here, and I order it separately, things like that. It's pretty simple. I mean, it could be hard, but I keep pretty good. I manage it pretty well. Yeah, man, the stamp promo cards, it's crazy. People just love their stamps. They love the scarcity of them. The reason they're so expensive is because you can only get them in one place, and that's that PC ETB, and they're a very scarce product. And the very few that get opened, that's the only place to get the stamp card. And and then obviously the print quality is not always the greatest, so PSA 10s are even more scarce. It's all the whole hobby's run on scarcity. That's just kind of how it is. Was looking at snagging Fusion Strike, but don't see the value. Well, Colin, if you don't see the value, don't buy it, man. If you don't see value in something, don't just buy it because other people see it. You gotta believe in what you're buying. Alex, I think they also meant how much do you try and make per pack on rip and ships? Yeah, I know, dude. Everyone keeps asking that question. I just don't. I don't talk about the business. Like I said, shout out Catch 'em All Collectibles. If you guys don't know Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles, he's gonna be your best like business channel. He breaks everything down, like all of his sales, all of his different streams of income. He's gonna be that guy. I'm your content creator. I talk about long-term investing. We rip packs. I don't break down the financials, all the spreadsheets. I don't keep like perfect track of everything every day. I don't keep track of every pack and all. I just don't do that. I'm much more like casual about this whole thing. And so, yeah, I'm just not the best person to ask Hawk. But yeah, Hawk Lugia, I do see those questions. I would say, guys, go, because Dan's in the rip and ship business too. He's got Ponga and PK streaming for him on Fanatics, and I think even eBay Live now. He's going to be your best guy to ask. Like, go give Dan some love. I'm not the guy to ask. I am not the guy to ask. He'll know like all of his exact margins, he'll have it all broken down in spreadsheets. Dan is a masterclass of like organization and business, and he's the person to ask, guys. I'm not the guy. I'm not your guy. My favorite card, I actually sold my favorite card. So my favorite card is the Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends, the Mewtwo. I did sell that. I did finally sell that card. I said it before, there's nothing that doesn't have a price to me. That card got so expensive, it just made sense. You know, I paid like $375 for it back in the day, and it just made sense to finally let it go. So I sold my favorite card. We'll spend time cussing someone out in a live chat, but won't go to work. God bless America. Retro. Retro. So true, man. So true. Oh, I love it. Question. Have you or anyone in chat been paying attention to the trainer gallery prices? The cards under $10 are seeing some decent percentage gains. Yeah. Trainer galleries are starting to rise just like the illustrations are. I think people are kind of they're kind of moving off of all the top hits like the alt arts and all the top SIRs and even like the Magikarp and some of the high flyers, and they're starting to look deeper in the sets. And so yeah, the trainer galleries are doing awesome right now. Great plays there for sure. And they're great art. I mean, those cards are, especially the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery too. Like there is some amazing cards in there and they're still relatively affordable. So yeah, I think those are great places to look for sure. Great places to look. Alex, I'm getting to the point where I need external storage for my sealed portfolio. Any downside of sealing out my stock positions to purchase commercial property? I'm not a commercial real estate guy, man. I couldn't tell you, brother. I'm sorry. Look, I've got strengths and I've got weaknesses or things I don't know about. I'll just tell you straight up. If I don't know about something, I don't know about it. Japanese Pokemon, I don't know about. Real estate, your commercial real estate, I don't know about, man. Let's see. Alex, I'm getting to the point where I need external. Oh, this is that same one. Same question. Same question. Sorry, man. I just don't have an answer for you. How many packs in was the Leafeon VMAX pulled yesterday? You know what's crazy? The guy actually ordered 50 packs. He ordered 50 packs of Evolving Skies, but we pulled it on like the third or fourth pack. It was crazy. So it was only like 3 or 4 packs in. Wild. Wild. Glad I made it to the live. Thank you, Manny. Love the content. Keep up the positive energy. And remember that there's a lot of us who appreciate your input. Have a great day. You have a great day too, man. You have a great day too. Appreciate all the support in the chat, by the way, guys. Let's see. Average player. People who leave the hobby just because they can't open the new set for MSRP weren't really a part of the hobby to be in the first place. I have an open a single pack for myself in many years. That's what I said before too, dude. If they're jumping ship now, they were never on board. They were never even on board in the first place. Let's see. 20 years ago, kids could only afford to buy 2 or 3 packs at a time. These days, it's a whole booster box. Well, most kids couldn't afford to buy anything. Normally, it was their parents buying them 2 to 3 packs. But yeah, same. The world's just changed, right? Like, you know, when I grew up, where I grew up, I guess, I was used to being told no on things. I was used to getting 2 or 3 packs. I was used to getting, you know, generic versions of things instead of the name brand stuff. Like, I was just used to, you know, waiting for birthdays or Christmases to get gifts. Whereas nowadays, it's like, I want this and I want it now. And if I can't get it now, then something's wrong with you, not something's wrong with me. It's your fault. And that's the world we live in, man. So you just gotta you gotta live in it, right? It's their world. I'm just living in it. It's your guys' world. I'm just trying to live in it. Where is the best place to people selling their lots, trying to find the most trustworthy places that have minimal scammers trying to sell fake product? The rich nobody. Here's the honest truth, man. It's the hard truth, but it's the honest truth. If you're trying to move off the major platforms like eBay or actual auction houses, well, then you're going to run into more scammers. You're going to find better deals, but you're going to run into more scammers. And so it's like, you got to just tread that line, right? The better deals you're going to want to find, the more risk you're going to have to take to get them, right? The less profit margin deals, you're going to have to stay closer to the main platforms or like the more, trustworthy sources. So that's like the truth about the whole thing. Facebook groups, Instagram, things, Discords are probably going to be the best place to find the best deals on lots. I'm not going to tell you there's not, risks that you take doing that, but that's the truth. Why am I the villain? I am the villain. I'll tell you why. I am the villain because I refuse to pander to the flavor of the week audience. I'm not going to change my views or change what I say because people are unhappy today. I'm not going to change them back because people are happy tomorrow. I'm going to give you my take. And my take is not always the popular one. It's not always the one that the majority of content creators have. It's not always the take that majority of the people in the hobby have. And guess what? It's not always going to be the right take. But one thing you can trust from me, I'm always going to give you it straight, give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to pander to people just to make them feel good. And because of that, because I don't baby people here, and this is not a safe space, I get a lot of heat in this hobby because, well, this is more of an immature hobby. If I was in the business space or the finance space or the stock market, YouTube world, I probably wouldn't get a lot of heat. But because I'm in the, kind of touchy-feely Pokemon space, I get a lot of heat for it. And that's the truth. That's honestly my goal, is why I believe it is the way it is. People don't like hard truths here in the Pokemon space. They want you to tell you every day is just unicorns and rainbows, and you're going to go outside and walk on clouds, and everything's nice and fluffy and happy. And it's just not the way it is. Do I think booster bundles will hold their value compared to booster boxes longer term? It seems like right now booster bundles hold their value over a premium over a booster box. Really? Booster bundles are holding a premium over a booster box. What set? Well, I did not know this. This is actually news to me. I think we should look. I think we should go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and see. Hold on. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up the screen. Okay. So let's go type a set. Let's look at like Paldea Evolved. All right, Paldea Evolved. We've got booster bundles and we've got boxes. So booster bundles are going for what, $43. So divided by 6, that's about $7 a pack, roughly $7 a pack. And let's see. Booster box, yeah, I would say that's true. That's crazy. So $7 a pack, booster box, 209 divided by 36 is only $5.80 a pack. Now the booster box you could have bought at Paldea, you could have bought back under 100, so it doubled. And the booster bundle, what was the retail price on these? Was it 20, 25? So it's about the same. So yeah, I mean, that's one set. If other sets hold that same deal, it's possible. I might have to check into that deeper. I guess all has to do with the percentage gain you can make on when you buy in, what price point you got it at, what price point it sells for. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think booster bundles, the packs cost more out of the gate, than a booster box pack does usually. I could be mistaken. That is interesting, though. Crack Pikachu, I will look into that, and I will maybe I'll do a video about that in the future once I do some more research, because I really hadn't been paying attention to that. Maybe that is a thing. Maybe booster bundles will start holding a premium. That'd be crazy, right? That again, guys, markets are always shifting. Things are always changing. Something new to me. That is new to me. Oh, a case of Evolving Skies is $6K on TCG Player. Okay. Are you expecting that to go up another 1,000% in 10 years, or we missed the boat already? 6,000 a case, that's cheap. I don't think it. Again, let's look. This may be more news to me, but I think that's really cheap. I don't think it's that cheap, dude. Let's see. Wow, it is down. Holy crap. Okay, guys, this is one of those things. Pokey card lover, I don't know. They do have 12 sales now, 100%. Maybe this is legit. Maybe it's not. That's a gamble because everybody else has their cases up here, like $8,000 to $9,000. But yeah, that is a real gamble because a box of Evolving Skies is almost about $1,300. 1,300 times 6 is 7,800, and then you would expect to see a little bit of a case premium, which puts it over 8,000. I'd be extremely careful with that red liger. If it's real, you made out like a bandit because Evolving Skies cases, I know for a fact, are selling for more than that, especially even in private deals. That's wild. That is wild to me. No hate against the seller. Maybe they're legit. That is an extremely cheap set or cheap box right now if that's real. Yes, I think here, if someone like had that in front of me and it was a legitimate, I knew it was 100% legitimate, that is an amazing deal. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would slam down the cash right now on the table. No thoughts, no questions asked. That's my opinion on that. I don't know where the Surging Sparks reprint is. There's Surging Sparks bundles that are showing up. There are absolutely no Surging Sparks booster boxes yet. I'm getting scared. I am starting to get scared about that. Alex, thoughts on skipping out completely if I can't get pre-orders for new sets? I feel like Surging Sparks and Prismatic have been stuck at their current aftermarket prices. Yeah, I mean, pooped up cheese, sitting out some sets isn't the worst thing in the world. I've done it before. It's not the end of the world. I would say if the play doesn't make sense for you, don't make it. Don't make it. Oh, 850 pallets? That's a different story. We'll see how fast they make it through the market. But yeah, I mean, I would say one of those pallets, I would say probably with the streaming culture now, I mean, you're talking about multiple pallets and pallets a week are being gone through of those. It'll probably have a small effect on the market, but they'll probably all be ripped within the next month or two, to be honest with you. Some will go into closets for investments. Some will be opened by casual collectors and investors or collectors and, whatever. But the majority of those will make it to the hands of rip and shippers. They'll probably be ripped in a matter of months. That's my honest take, man. You just can't keep product on available these days. Hey, Isaac, what's up, dude? Thank you so much for the super sticker, my man. Appreciate the support as always, Isaac. Is there a potential sealed scarce older sets, even if the value of the cards inside aren't that valuable? Of course. We're seeing it right now with Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage. Like, Darkness Ablaze, I mean, come on, guys. You guys know the story of Darkness Ablaze. There's no value. Like, there's actually no value. Like, you cannot and will not ever get your money back out of a Darkness Ablaze box, but it keeps going up. And I'm going to prove that to everybody right here. I've done this in other videos. I just like to use Darkness Ablaze because it illustrates the point so well. And then again, you can make your own decisions about other sets, but it's the best illustration of this point that I think you can make. So let me go ahead and get it all pulled up. All right, here you go. So Darkness Ablaze. The booster box is going for $200. Okay. $200. The top hit in the set is only worth, let's go to near mint, is only worth about $40. If you grade that in a PSA 10, it's only worth about $100 to $110. And by the way, it's not like there's other cards in that set that are like going to save you, right? There's There's some rainbows that are worth less than $10. Okay, so there is literally no value in that set, raw or graded. There's not like some crazy grading play you can make. There's no value there. The box is still rising. Sealed product rises due to scarcity. It's not always due to the cards inside. That's why all sealed product usually goes up over time. So yeah, there are definitely plays out there that you can make that aren't based on the cards inside. And I know this drives collectors mad. It makes all the single collectors angry. That's the reality of this hobby, guys. Sealed product goes up over time. Thoughts on the Charizard UPC? I mean, it's a good way to kind of get like almost like a mutual fund of packs from Sword and Shield all in one product. And it's still relatively affordable. I mean, I think it'll continue to rise as the packs and the sets in Sword and Shield rise. And I do think those promos are going to hold up relatively well going forward. I still like the product. I think there's better plays out there. I'm not saying you're going to do extremely well on it, but do I think it's going to like fall and be worth a lot less in the future? Nope. I think it's going to be worth more in the future. I just don't know by how much. I don't know if it's going to be like better than other things. But yeah, I still like the product. I'm still holding some. Tina, yeah, there's definitely YouTubers trying to, do certain buyouts of singles and make plays. People are just desperate. There's desperation is setting in for some people because if they're a business, they can't make money on sealed product anymore because they're not getting enough of it. And people get desperate for other reasons. Maybe their content's not doing as well. Maybe whatever they do, maybe grading's taking longer, so they're not making as much money grading cards. So now they're starting to get desperate trying to make great buyout plays because they need income. And so it's just, these are all things that happen in these kind of markets, all these desperation moves, which is what it looks like to me. I've never seen PC stock this low. I've never seen distributors this low. It's all new territory to all of us, guys. If you're a small streamer, who are the big Poke Rip and Chip streamers, and how many packs per week would you say they go through? Well, I'm not going to name names, right? I'm not going to give away people's businesses, talk about how big they are. But I'll tell you, there are tons of companies out there who employ streamers. And what they do is they run 3 shifts a day. They have a morning streamer, an afternoon streamer, and a night streamer. And a lot of them work 6 to 7 days a week. And so they're going through, however many hours. They stream 4 to 5 hours each. They're going through 12 to 15 hours of packs a day, which, I stream about 5 to 6 hours. I go through about 1,000 plus. Do the math. They're probably going through, if I had to guess, 3,000 plus packs per day, if not more. Because, and again, they have whole shipping departments. People run this like an entire huge business. I'm not that. I'm just a one-man show. I got a friend that helps me ship now. That's all we got. And so, yeah, I do believe and I just know some of the numbers these guys do. They dwarf mine. They dwarf what I do. And I'm very aware of that. And, that's how I'm going to leave it. I don't like to talk about other people's businesses. I don't like to name names. That's almost like getting into their privacy and what they do. I don't want to bring any more attention to them. I want to let them do their thing behind the scenes like they do and run their businesses. But yeah, there's very big companies out there doing this. Thoughts on vintage in the next year? My thoughts on vintage have always been the same. They've never changed. I think there's a handful of vintage that is investable. It's going to be your top like 5% or so of the vintage and mid-era market, the most popular species, and the rarest and scarcest and the highest conditional rarity cards, the ones that everyone wants. I think those will continue to do well. I still think modern boxes will continue to outperform them for the most part. Again, what you'll see with a lot of vintage people do is they'll cherry pick. They'll say, Alex, look at this vintage card that moved. And I'll say, okay, well, look at the Drowsy in Scarlet Violet base. They'll say, you're cherry picking. That's all manipulated. What's to say your vintage isn't cherry picking and manipulated? And so, like, when you compare the top movers of modern to the top movers of vintage, whether it be singles or boxes, modern always wins. When you compare the average of movers of modern boxes to vintage, modern wins. So I still believe modern is the best investment, but there are a lot of vintage cards that I believe will continue to do well in the future. But I would pick your most popular species from the best sets in the highest grades you can find. Those are going to be your best bets. I wouldn't try to go digging down into random sets and find these like 10th or 15th hit and be like, Alex, the pop report's so low. Yeah, genius. The reason the pop report's so low is because no one cares about that card. And so that's my advice on vintage is stick with the tried and true, the best stuff from the best sets, the best hits, the best Pokemon, highest grades you can find. Temporal is way better than Paradox. How did you sell out first? I mean, SMB, I think that's a matter of opinion. I think there's people out there that think Paradox is better than Temporal. I think it's all a matter of opinion, honestly. How am I currently investing? Same as always, just looking for deals, looking for things that I believe in. I just picked up 10 more cases of Paldea Evolved recently. I buy Crown Zenith for my streams, but I also am putting away Crown Zenith as I go for investment purposes. And what else have I picked up lately? Shrouded Fable. I picked up Shrouded Fable not too long ago. Like anything that I feel is undervalued, that I feel is at a good price, that I think has a low reprint probability, I think it's going to perform well, I'm still picking up. So just nothing's changed. Business as usual. If I can get new sets, at a price point that I feel is fair, I'll buy those. If I can't, I'll wait on them. I'll put my money elsewhere. It's just same old same for me. Nothing's changed for me, man. I'll be successful in bear markets, bull markets, flat markets. It doesn't matter. There's always, just like Kramer says, there's always a bull market somewhere. You're a villain because you're honest. I hear you, Don. I hear you, dude. Jake Paul was the best villain. Jake Paul was the best villain, man. I need to be more like Jake Paul, right? I need to play into it even harder. I play into it a little bit, but maybe I need to play into it harder. Yeah, dress like Giovanni, the evil businessman. Exactly. Oh, I love it. And honestly, here, this is me being honest. I would rather people take all their frustrations out on me than others that can't handle it. There are people in this hobby that have thinner skin or can't handle the hate, and it really affects them, and that's why they try to do all these sales or sell at MSRP or try to pander and then try to give in to the Timmy army. Look, feel free, direct your hate at me, right? That's fine. I'll be the face of it. We can all hate on Alex, and then when all this is over, everyone will forget about it and go back to business as normal. That's fine. I'll take the hate. But I'm not going to sit here and say I regret what I said because I believe in it. I believe what I said. You're responsible for you. I'm not responsible for you. That's the truth. The government's not responsible for you. Pokemon's not responsible for you. You're responsible for you. I see a super chat down here. Who we got? Who we got on the super chat? Sorry if I skip past your questions, guys. I got to wrap it up here. I got a lot of things to do still before the night stream at 6. Hope to see you guys all there. If you don't know, I do live streams every single day except Friday and Sunday. Tonight is at 6 p.m. Central. Tomorrow we're having a day stream at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. But we rip packs, have a good time. Come hang out. Enjoy it. It's a blast. Anthony M., keep being the villain. Alex, I'm here for it. Anthony, I appreciate you as always. Thanks so much for the super chat, dude. I do appreciate you. Anyone got any last minute questions? Leave them in the chat right now. I'm probably going to wrap things up in the next 5 minutes. Leave your last minute questions in the chat, and I will take any last minute ones before I jump off. Otherwise, thanks you to all of you. I think we had over 500 people in here at one point. Thanks to all of you for just hanging out with us in the middle of the day, chopping it up, giving some takes, listening to what I have to say, whether you like it or not. That's fine. That's the other thing, guys. You don't have to agree with what I say. You don't have to like what I say. We all have different opinions. Like I say, if we agree with each other about 80% of the time, that's probably pretty good. The other 20% keeps things interesting. It keeps original thoughts coming up, and it allows competition. So that's what I say there. But I appreciate everybody. What do we got? Last minute questions. They hated Jesus too, dude. That's actually the truth. That's crazy. Nostalgia crypto pump and dump. That's Pokey Plumber, man. Pokey Plumber is turning into a full-blown crypto bro. You got to go to him for the crypto stuff, not me. Question, will we ever get to see you without a hat? I've done it many times, dude. I've took my hat off many times, brother. Already done it many times. Yes, Waffles. Thank you so much. Everybody like and subscribe if you have not. I appreciate that. We got to combat the Reddit army's dislike bots. We got to try to combat all the dislikes with a few likes of our own. Hope you have a great day too, Matt. I watch your videos. Anyone knows you 95% of the right of the time. You have helped me massively. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's what these videos are meant for. I really hope I keep helping people, and you guys keep doing well in the hobby for real. What's your advice for someone who is new and throwing themselves into collecting, investing, trying to start a business at the same time? Wow, that's rough, dude. If you're trying to start a business, I think your collecting at least is going to have to take a back door for now. Your investing probably will too, because a lot of your money will have to be kind of ran back into the business and kind of rinse and repeated for a while. But and the business is actually going to take the most of your time, right? Because investing and collecting, they don't really take too much time. So starting a business, man, that's kind of be a life decision. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of financial risk, and a lot of money being reinvested to continue to grow it. And the investing and collecting are going to take a back seat, dude. That's kind of my take on that. Unless you're just you have enough income that you can afford to do it all. But that's the way you would have to structure it. It's kind of like business, investing, collecting if you have money left over. That's kind of how I would run it. I appreciate that, dude. I try to keep it regular. Dylan, people can disagree but shouldn't agree with the data. Yeah, man, like when I have the data videos, it blows my mind the people that hate it. But like, yeah, my like opinion videos, I get the disagreements and the hate there. No big deal. Like that, we can have different opinions. But yeah, like when I show like data and people freak out, it's like, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? How about editing a 6-hour video? Dude, no. That's what Opus Clips is for. Do I like tag grading? Sure, I like tag grading. I don't currently use them, but I'm not against them, if that makes sense, right? I'm against CGC. I think that company's done so many things that I don't agree with. I wouldn't tell anyone to use CGC, but tag, I'll support tag. I just don't currently use them myself. Kem said, read my last question, which is a real question. I didn't see it, man. Leave it again right now. I'll try to get it. Hurry up. Leave it again right now, Kem, and I'll try to, in the chat right now, I'll try to get it before I end things. Let's see. He has hair, guys. He's not balding. You guys want, all right, here you go. There's my hair. There you go. We got the hair. Happy? Are you guys happy? The hair has come out to play. Oh, the Canada USA game, dude. I hope it's not as crazy, or I hope it is as crazy as the last one. We need more fights this time. More fights, more pandemonium. I don't know if I'll have time to watch it, dude, but I can't wait to hear or watch the clips and the highlights. That's crazy, man. All right, what do we got? Where is Kem? Kem said he was gonna leave a question. I'll give you a few more minutes, man. I gotta head out, brother. Oh, here we go. I bought a bunch of Costco pencil collections years ago that went on clearance during a bear market. Will I lose value opening the product just to keep loose packs, or should I keep them sealed? I would keep it sealed, man. You can always break them down and sell them loose if you have to, but you can't put the genie back together, or the Humpty Dumpty back together again. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. And so I keep things sealed unless it comes time to sell and you want to break them down for shipping purposes. Then you can do it then. But keep them sealed as long as you can. All right, guys. We're going to end things there. Truly appreciate all of you guys showing up for the live. See everyone back here tonight, 6 p.m. Central for the pack break. And then tomorrow night, we got me, Pokey Plumber, and hopefully a special guest that Pokey Plumber is having on as well. And then Friday, we'll be back with a regular video as normal. So you guys have a great day. Keep enjoying the hobby. Hope you guys keep finding deals out there for your collections and investments. And I hope everyone's business keeps doing well. And wish everyone continued success and the best of luck. We are out.